Alright guys, so I did go see Sonic the Hedgehog. I did go see this one in Dolby Cinema, and this is one of those movies that the first trailer it was awful, not only because of the awful Sonic design, which we could all agree on, but it was a pretty bad trailer. I thought it was poorly put together, and there was nothing in the trailer that was just intriguing. And not only that, but the humanized Sonic design in that first trailer did not fit in well with the whole live action aspect of it. It just like I don't think it worked as much as they wanted it to work, unless it really was a stunt by Paramount, and unless they purposely made a horrible design of Sonic to get the whole internet talking about this movie. Now, making a lot of people go out to see this movie out of curiosity, making it the highest opening to a video game movie of all time, beating Detective Pikachu with $56 million, which is really impressive. And I'm happy for it as well, because not only is the new design faithful to a classic Sonic design, and it fits in really well with the whole live action aspect of it, but I thought that the movie itself was honestly pretty decent. And I thought that the movie, I honestly kind of expected a little bit more, but out of everything that we could have possibly gotten for the Sonic movie, I think this is probably the best that we could have gotten for this movie. It really does seem like Paramount and everyone involved, the director and the screenwriter involved behind this movie, it really feels like they were actually trying their best to make a Sonic movie out in the mainstream right now, and in a world where we have a lot of cartoon and video game adaptations where the CGI character interacts with humans. For example, Transformers, Alvin and Chipmunks, Yogi Bear, Looney Tunes has done it with one of their movies, and I thought it really works a lot more in this movie than it does in those other movies, mainly because I really like that interaction between Sonic and James Marsden in this movie. I thought it actually really works, and it's honestly really it's funny and it's fun to watch. Granted, some jokes in the movie don't absolutely work, but I thought that the whole bond that they have in this movie, I thought it really works, and it really it kind of like, I don't know why, but like the connection between Sonic and James Marsden really works a lot, to the point where it's like a emotional connection they have to both these characters by the end of the movie, and you're just excited to see these characters again in a possible sequel, which is definitely going to happen. I thought that Ben Schwartz, the guy who voices Sonic in this movie, he really brought a lot of life to this character. Not only a lot of life, but a lot of he really fit, his voice really fit well with what you would expect for Sonic to sound like, and he was honestly, you could tell he was having a really good time voicing Sonic, which is always good. James Marsden, I enjoyed him a lot in this movie, and he has done one of these movies before. Of course, that movie Hop, where he interacts with that rabbit, the movie by elimination that no one remembers. Despite what you think about that movie, he was one of the better parts of that movie, and he is actually one of the really good parts of this movie. Again, I thought that his interaction with Sonic is really on point, and I think that they absolutely sell it. But the best performance in this movie, and I think it's absolutely, a reason why a lot of people wanted to watch this movie in the first place, Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. This is a huge comeback for Jim Carrey in his career. His career has been going downhill recently a lot, and I think that with this movie, he's going back to like his roots of his roles that he used to play in the 1990s and in comedies and all that. But he really does fit this Dr. Robotnik role, and I remember when they first announced him to play this character, I was really curious to what he was going to bring to this character. Like, I was very worried for it. I was very worried that they were going to try to like make it too cheesy, too cartoony, and in a reason, like, it is kind of like cartoony and cheesy, but like in a good old-fashioned Jim Carrey way, where it really works. And Jim Carrey is carrying most of his scenes in this movie, and he's just great in this movie. You could absolutely tell out of everyone, he was the one who was having the most fun, and it just puts a smile on my face every time I saw Jim Carrey in this movie, because he's absolutely amazing in this movie. Like, he's awesome in this movie. I really enjoyed him. That's the classic Jim Carrey that we all miss, and I'm so glad to see him back to his old-fashioned roots. But aside from the actors in this movie, who of course Jim Carrey was the best one out of all of them, let's talk about the story about the movie. The story was quite generic. because again, it's mainly like a copy and paste of movies like Alvin and Chipmunks and Yogi Bear and whatever. Like it has its own thanks to it because it's a Sonic movie, but it was quite generic. But for what it was and for what the type of property that Sonic is, like for the most part, they weren't trying to make this into a serious, a serious high budgeted action film. They were very much making this for not only the fans, old fans of Sonic, but the fans of Sonic right now who are still kids. And they do maintain that, this movie does maintain that balance of being not only just a kids movie, but also a family movie and a movie that adults will enjoy, especially the ones who were huge fans of Sonic back in the day. And I can't really speak for them because, myself, I enjoyed playing Sonic when I was a kid, but I was never a huge Sonic fan. But this movie's gonna satisfy every Sonic fan, old or new. It's gonna satisfy all of them because I was satisfied, and I wasn't even a Sonic fan. Like I was still looking forward to this movie because I enjoyed the character of Sonic, but I was satisfied walking out of this movie. The movie, again, the story is a little generic. It's a little bit like by the numbers. There are a lot of, predictable plot points in this movie. And an end credit scene that I saw coming, but an end credit scene that was just absolutely amazing, to be honest with you. So, other than that, Sonic is like it's a blast. It's a good time. I can't see myself rewatching this movie constantly, but it's definitely one that I'm gonna purchase like on Black Friday, most definitely. Because I just had a lot of fun watching this movie, and one that I will watch once in a while. But anyways. Sonic the Hedgehog, I think that this is absolutely a matinee movie, and I'm gonna give Sonic the Hedgehog a B. I did see this one in Dolby, and I thought the picture quality in Dolby Vision was pretty good. It was pretty detailed with Sonic and his fur and all the backgrounds. And some of the CGI actually looked a lot more better in Dolby. Some of it looked pretty cartoony, but again, it's like the style and the look that the movie is going for. But the Dolby Atmos, for the most part, was pretty active. For the first two halves of the movie, it was pretty moderate. But then the third act of the movie is when the Dolby Atmos starts to kick in. Right when you get to the climax of the movie, you start getting a lot of overhead uses and a lot of good surrounds, and it really puts you in the scene. So I thought it made a pretty good use of Dolby Atmos for what this movie had. But anyways, yeah, have you guys seen Sonic? I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it actually, because a lot of you guys just were absolutely supporting this movie at the box office. And I'm actually really glad to see this movie doing well at the box office. But anyways, have you guys seen this movie? What did you guys think about it? Tell me in the comment section down below. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.